Hey everyone, you're listening to Party Time, My Golf Story with Kevin Walsh, and whatever special guest he has today, you can check me out on episode 9 of the podcast. Today I'm wearing Grayson clothes while I'm out practicing because I believe in look good, play good, and follow me on Instagram, Sophia Warren Golf, and hope you enjoy the rest of the show.
It's Party Time, My Golf Story, brought to you by Party Drinks. Classically designed golf drinks for golfers by golfers. And the golf real estate pros Gene Walsh and Vince Vizzacaro. For your Southwest Florida real estate needs, check them out at suncoastdreams.com. Now here's your host, Kevin Walsh.
Hey everybody, welcome to the program. We're back in the saddle at the home offices of Party Time, My Golf Story, Lakewood National Golf Club. We had been on the road, like a lot of our recordings for this podcast. We do them when we can. They're evergreen. That's an industry term for it's not time sensitive. This one is time sensitive with Terrie Purdum, the publisher of Golf Central magazine. Terrie's one of my best friends in the golf world, knows absolutely everybody and everything about everything, and is wildly entertaining. And so we're glad to have her back. This is the first podcast I've recorded since my dad passed away. You probably, if you're a regular viewer, and I hope you are, if you're not, I hope you'll subscribe. Hit the subscribe button. That's very important to our advertisers and also to the algorithms, YouTube, Spotify, Apple, all that stuff. But when I was visiting my dad in the final stages of his life, I took my podcast equipment with me to Connecticut, and we recorded, I think, 4 shows in Connecticut. But back in the original studio with the party behind me and the sun coming through. It's a beautiful day at Lakewood National Golf Club, but we miss my dad terribly. So Terrie Purdum is our guest here on Party Time. Big thanks to our sponsors, Party. If you're looking for a drink alternative on the golf course, try a Party. For golfers, by golfers, absolutely looks the part, tastes the part. And if you don't have it at your golf club, get in contact with the professional staff, the golf staff or the beverage staff, and say, we need Party here. We're sick of drinking crappy seltzers and beer because it makes us feel bloated and everything, and it's tough to make a good golf swing. Party is taking over the world, and you can have it at your place. If real estate is in your plans, it's a good time to buy, folks. It is a buyer's market. All right. Realtors might not like me to say that, but they actually do, because when it's a buyer's market, it's more business for them. And there's no better time to buy and no better golf real estate pros than the team, suncoastdreams.com. Vince Vizzacaro, Gene Walsh, and Samantha Walsh. If you're looking to live, if you want to be my neighbor, would you like to be my neighbor at Lakewood National? Would love to have you here. Get in touch with Vince, Gene, or Samantha. And if all the golf and everything in life has got you all tired out and you need a day to unwind, then go to BioLit Spa in downtown Sarasota, and they'll get you covered. Terrie Purdum is our guest. Terrie, you look like a BioLit Spa kind of gal. You seem like somebody that loves the spa.
I do. I like a massage. I like the Reiki technique, the energy they do, and it lands on you and it comes from them and it comes to you. The Reiki massage has always been my favorite, mixed with a little Swedish. But yeah, I do enjoy it. You go on these fam trips in the publishing industry, you get invited to some trips, and I mean fun stuff. So one of the things they always offer is the spa is one of the amenities of these resorts. So you got to go in there and check out the spa stuff. And I do love it. I love more than that, going myself, but sharing it with the staff that write these articles and are part of our team. I'm so, so grateful always for them. And they come back with the good energy, sometimes from Reiki. And also good contacts like Cart Girl of the Month nominations, which is the Party Cart Girl of the Month. Everybody loves that drink. I am so thrilled to be a partner with you guys. Just that I get a call from Paris Island and he says, I got to try this stuff. It looks so good. And then he gets the samples. He loves it. And his cart girl, by the way, what's her name? Her nickname is Buttons because she's cute as a button, but she is just adorable. And she's at the military base up there in Paris Island. Kylie Parker is our Party Cart Girl, Party Cart Girl. And she was thrilled to be part of. The girls are just so elated to have their little feather in their cap because they deserve it. And you put a lot of pressure on me, by the way, Kevin, saying she knows everybody. And I will tell you something, it felt like it during the PGA show this year, because you can't walk 5 miles or 5 minutes or 5 steps without somebody going, Purdum, where you been? Hey, magazine looks great. It's so good. The energy coming off of that show, one of the biggest the biggest since 2009, was just electric. The people, the fun, it was packed every day. Just a lot of real good, energetic, again, faithful, grateful people to be in this industry. I think, let's see how many pros we had. 34,000 industry pros, 1,195 exhibitors. And some of those exhibitors have huge booths, like the golf cart people. Mm-hmm. It was really something. It was a great show.
Terrie Purdum is our guest here on Party Time, My Golf Story. She is the publisher of Golf Central magazine, available online and also in print, one of the few magazines that is still in print. So you went there before because you're such a pro. I don't have to coach you up like I have to do for some of my other guests. And I don't mind coaching people up because I want to put them in a good position, but you get it. You're a pro. And I wanted to talk about the PGA show. And I wanted you to convince me that it's worth my time. Now, I'm kind of in the industry, but not like you and not like others. And I'm invited all the time. And I kind of just feel like I wouldn't have that much fun, and because everybody's pimping something. And what am I missing here?
No, you would have a blast, Kevin. And especially if you mic'd up there. They have places in the media center. It's been run by Sherry Majors for as long as I've been doing this, 27 years, 28 years, because I went when I had the golf shop. But no, everybody had a mic and a camera, especially this year. It was like none other. Everybody is doing video content. And yes, it's a pimping. It's definitely the party of pimp. But the new apparel lines, the ladies that were just absolutely stunning on the show floor, on stage. We met some really groovy kids, and I will say it's changed, and I love that. I felt like, and I might have talked about this before with you or someone, but I was the first person to wear a golf skort. And now everybody's wearing skirts. You've got to have a skort, and it's okay for us ladies to have a little fun with our golf apparel now, instead of the old, long pants, shorts, things with not my style. But you would have a blast for sure. In the media center, people would love you, period. Next time we'll take Party to the show.
Yes, we will. And you're right about the golf fashion. And I'll just use my daughters as an example for that. My older daughter, Samantha, who we talk about from time to time, she's on my wife's real estate team. So we host a Corn Ferry Tour event here at Lakewood National Golf Club, the Suncoast Classic, sponsored by the LECOM. And last year, so I'm talking to my daughter. She's 24. I'm like, you need to start getting a little more immersed in golf because you're a golf real estate pro. And I'm like, so let's go to the golf tournament. We'll pack a bunch of parties in a backpack. We'll have a couple beverages and we'll watch some good golf. And even though my daughter doesn't play a ton of golf, I'm like, you'll get it. It's like going to a professional hockey game. Even if you don't understand the sport, you don't know what icing is, you don't know what offsides is, you will be impressed by just like the sounds that are made, the ball taking off. And oh, by the way, honey, these guys are about your age. And a lot of them and they dress well. Well, guess what my bill was in the golf shop at Lakewood National after that. Samantha went, loved it, went the next day all by herself.
Nice.
Was mistaken for like a girlfriend or a wife of one of the players, but she loved it. And now she's on, yes, because of the fashion, the feel, all that stuff. And the clothes are pretty good. I mean, you look best in golf clothes on the golf course, but you can actually wear them off the golf course. I mean,
that's my go-to. That's what I wear with a blazer. You can always take the blazer off and go hit the ball. Yes. When you are doing business, you go back and put the blazer on. It's a skort, and then everybody calls it the uniform. We featured her as our golf bachelorette, and she was cute with her answers. Remember, we featured your daughter.
Of course, I remember that. Okay. She was like nervous about that. But could you talk about that a little bit, because you've had some success? She pulled that off like a champion. She answered the questions, and all we do is, again, we try to feather in the cap, highlight people that aren't normally, featured like a pro or someone like that. That's how we started the Turf Life brand, was the Turf Life golf course superintendents. They weren't getting, the recognition they deserved in front of the consumer golfers that read our publication, and now all over the world. So we love being able to shine. I'll use that word a lot too, on people like that. And she sells real estate at a golf course. So how
appropriate was that for her? But yeah, the girls, just they get a Q&A. They can elaborate on the questions if they want to answer something specific. Send us some, their logo, of course, so we can show what business they're in if we're promoting their business also, or their charity, which we do a lot of. And then, highlight the gal because she loves golf. She likes watching it. She likes playing it. And, but more importantly, she is a woman in the world who's doing things. So that's any reason to shine on somebody. We just featured a girl from the Paris Island course, which is where we do the car girl, our golf bachelorette last month, who has salad all over her chest. I mean, she is medaled Marine retiree, and she is something else too, and I just love getting those kind of stories. Again, helps the less fortunate with different charity events. So that was good to feature her too.
Well, I think my philosophy in life when I was in broadcasting was everybody and everything is interesting. And if you have that attitude, like I walk down the street, I don't just walk down the street to get from A to B. I'm looking for things to discover. I don't have music playing. I don't have earbuds in and everything. I just want the natural sounds. I want to feel the ground. I want to do all that stuff. Is that how you sort of go through things? You seem like a sponge.
Spot on. Absolutely. And some people get annoyed that are carrying on with me or going, they're like, do we have to stop and talk to everyone about what their shoes are, what they, and yes, we do, because those people may have, and everybody has a story, Kevin, that. Everybody has something to share, good or bad. Most of it is good. If you get the good energy and the good vibe going, your tribe attracts your vibe attracts tribe, whatever it is. So I am absolutely that way. I meet so many cool people, and you never know who you're going to meet. Sometimes you meet billionaires who look like they don't have two nickels to rub together, and they don't have a pretentious bone in their body. So yes, then they'll share with you why they're so grateful for their success, or who got them there, and how their team helped them do whatever. And again, at the PGA show, a lot of great stories there too, from men and women that came together as a team. Oh my gosh, it was just that. And then we went straight from that. We had a week off, and we went to the 100-year celebration of the Golf Course Superintendents Association of America, the GCSAA. And they had antique tractors and stories about people who were, 100 years ago, people were golf course superintendents. Just think about that. And now a lot of automated equipment coming up, automated greens mowers. That's something that is going to be very special. And there's just so many things in our industry that give back. That's what I always will go, somebody that's sharing how they help someone else get to it. So a mentor for these new kids coming into the golf course industry, all the different academies from people who are trying to become a pro, the PGM programs that were at the both schools and both shows. So it was pretty groovy to watch those kids with all that excitement in them, like I'm going to be here at, UT or wherever, New Penn.
Well, they're kind of, depending on where they are, they've kind of become the rock stars. Here at Lakewood National, we have Joel Earhart, and Joel is awesome. He does videos explaining what he is, that he's doing to the course and everything like that. And our courses are in primo condition because of his attention to detail. And you can really get bogged down in the science and get lost in it, but he simplifies it.
That's a lot.
And he makes it attractive. And it wasn't all that long ago that we were calling superintendents greenskeepers. It's evolved. And when you talk about like the evolution of the game, one of the best inventions was the modern mower. Because if one only has to watch an old version of Shell's Wonderful World of Golf and see how hard Arnold Palmer and Jack Nicklaus back in the day were hitting those putts, because those greens only rolled like 7.5 on the stimp meter. Now it's like an arms race for fast greens. Everybody wants fast greens. And the average PGA Tour speed is 11.5. And that wouldn't be possible without the modern mower.
Absolutely. And the technology that's coming about for all of it, and the agronomy degrees that these guys get. Talk to them about the chemicals they use and what they know about bugs and life and everything. And the animals on the golf course are huge for them. They count the animals. The Audubon Society makes sure that these courses are recognized. And I love a guy who takes the time to put it on video to show people and make it entertaining, because some of these members don't have any idea. They were doctors, retired, and now they're on a greens committee, and they're like, wait a minute, what? Why is this? And that's so groovy for me. It's so fun. And I have mad respect for those people. That's why the Turf Life brand came about. Turf Life, by the way, is on our new Bionic golf gloves. And you can win them if you do subscribe, which we always say too. I love that you make sure people subscribe to the show. It's free to subscribe to the magazine. It gets in your inbox every month. If you want hard copies, we will send out hard copies too. But we're giving away these penned Dart speakers, and they have the Turf Life brand on them. So we can, again, share the love. We have rangefinders, shot scope rangefinders. We have golf bags. We've given away thousands and thousands of dollars worth of stuff to get our online subscribers up. And it's amazing. When you go from 82,000 to 92,000 in a short period of time, just because you're giving away stuff and people are like, oh, I might be. And then we want them to send a picture, wherever they are in the world that they get their stuff, and then show where they put their decal, their Turf Life decal, or playing with their glove. And people love winning something. So we do a subscription drive. Every day there's a subscription drive for Golf Central. So
your swag is good because it's usable. It's interesting, the evolution of golf or of music coming on a golf course, because I grew up and like when you started playing golf, we didn't hear golf. There wasn't, we didn't hear music. We weren't drinking on the golf course. We weren't smoking cigars on the golf course. Hey, whatever. It is what it is. It's part of the experience for people. But your stuff is good because it's usable and it's good quality. And when I worked on TV and I worked for different NBC stations, and we would have like the yearly outing with our sponsors, so they would continue to sponsor our programming and everything. And the marketing girl would make a swag bag for the people and throw just kind of a bunch of just tchotchkes in there. And it wasn't usable stuff. But I do remember one guy was insistent that the golf balls that were put in the bag, sleeve of balls, were Pro V1s with our station logo on it. And it made all and the marketing girl was like,
absolutely.
Well, I can get like Titleist Velocities, or I can get more. And he's, no, we're dealing with car dealerships and guys that like nice things in life. They all talked about it.
They all know they're going to get a Pro V1 from that. That's fantastic. Makes a difference. You're right. And the music, that's one of the questions I always like to ask the people that we're interviewing. What kind of music do you listen to? And the young kids, they go, what? You're going to ask me that question? How cool, because I really want to share my tunes and what my playlist is. And I listen and learn, because some of the music that I'm encountering these days that I am just grooving on that I never knew, like, oh my. And if I don't have music playing when I'm working, especially if I'm working like physical work or doing something like golf with a rhythm, it helps everybody. I mean, unless you're just a Scrooge of some sort, you grump all the time, then you don't listen to music. I don't understand this. I don't trust people who don't listen to music, Well, and I think the genre that they select says a lot about them. Like I'm a big fan of yacht rock on Apple Music, yacht rock, because it's like soothing. I don't know. Music. I gotta listen when I get out.
Oh, it's like Hall & Oates, Christopher Cross, Boss Skaggs, stuff that you can groove to a little bit, but you're not getting all lamped up and everything. Like harder stuff, country's fine. It's got to put you in a vibe. Terrie, how is it that we're recording at 8:00 in the morning as opposed to 4:30 in the morning? The last time we did, whose stupid idea was that we were the first, and it was good.
It turned out, I felt like one of the golf course superintendents that come out, one of those guys, because they're out there with the lights on, going out on the course here. No, I love this.
Did we do it that way because our days are so busy, or we were sucking up to the superintendents like that we're not slacking on? Like, was that your idea or my idea? It was
your idea. Trust me, it was not my idea. But it's better at 4:20 in the morning or 4:30 than 4:30 in the afternoon for me, because that time of day I'm really like, the day is almost exhausted, and then I'll catch up with somebody that puts the energy back in the call or puts the energy back on the camera. I want to tell you a little bit. May I talk about this latest issue that came out on Sunday?
I was just 15th. Going there. You're ahead of me. Are you reading my mind? What's going on
15th of every month, which has always kind of been predicated because the PGA show is the end of January. So the PGA show is something that we've always pumped up and gotten. And Gaylord was on that issue. The issue that came out on Sunday is the landings in Savannah. And if you've not been there, they have everything. They have 6 championship golf courses, and they have pickleball. They have everything that a course would want. It's actually called the Landings Golf and Athletic Club, and 100 different social clubs. It's a mini, like, I won't say villages, but a mini, like, little resort property community, but not a mini. Right outside of Savannah there. I think it's, what's the name of the old booger? Whatever island is right there, right out of Savannah. But it's not bougie, but it's, private. You will have gated. You will feel comfortable and safe. And that was really awesome to have. It's the first time I've really worked with the Landings, and their whole team, their marketing people were awesome. Everybody was good. Sexy ad campaign, which I always love a double truck coming in, because it's like, wow, look at these people. They're really trying to impress somebody to come move there, buy some property. And that was on the cover of this last issue. And another thing that we had in this issue that I thought was really pinnacle, Renee Powell. If you don't know who Renee Powell is, she's an African-American legendary leader in women in golf. She owns her own golf course, and she just was awarded the NGCOA Award of Merit and has 15 different Hall of Fame titles to her. The woman is, a trailblazer. And I hate to use, that's probably an old term, but she truly is. And we were lucky enough to have her featured. And the NGCOA is National Golf Course Owners Association. And I'm sure you know that, but I don't want to abbreviate for everybody. But she got that award this year at the PGA show, and we were able to highlight her. The new iron and wedge. If everybody's going to Sawgrass TPC, they can go out and check out the new steakhouse. It's kind of on the bougie side too. And it's really like good food, and they have good chef, and it's everything that we want to premiere at Sawgrass TPC when we're up there at the Players this year.
How do you roll when you go out to eat? Are you bougie, or are you kind of like a pub?
No. Well, a little. It just depends. At a show, at the PGA show in the golf course, people say, "Oh, absolutely bougie," and flowers and crazy jackets. It's like, they're not going to miss me. They're going to say, "Oh, there she goes. That was her." But I like, when I go to a tournament like that, I usually go to the hospitality suites where the free champagne's pouring. No doubt about that. And we support them. If you look in this latest issue, you'll see Cognizant Classic, which is our first leg of the PGA Tour coming up. Do you go to those at all?
I haven't been invited, but I'll ride your coattails, and I'll go with you to the hospitality tent.
We got you.
Champagne, I haven't had it in a while. I mean, if you know the good stuff, I'll just follow your lead.
Well, I do it all. But one thing about that event too is there's a lot of fun activities. People walk around on stilts. It's kind of like a lot of games for kids, and that's the way they're doing all these. The Florida Swing. But the Cognizant Classic, which used to be Honda, is played down PGA National. Matter of fact, we just featured their Golf Bachelor in the last issue, not this one, but from the Pro Shop. And, going down there and going into PGA National, you feel it. It's like, this is the first leg of swing. And everybody's accessible. All the players are accessible. But we do a full page ad for each one of the Florida Swing. And that's how we get exposure. Our magazine is everywhere on the Florida Swing. We go from there to Arnold Palmer, and then from there to Sawgrass. And then we come back to Valspar over there in Tampa, Innisbrook. I'm sure you're familiar. And Arnold Palmer's a good, fun one too. If you've never been, it is a good, well-attended event. All of them are now.
Yeah, well, the Cognizant, as you said, was the old Honda Classic. The Nicklases are very much involved in that, have been from the beginning. Arnold Palmer, Bay Hill, TPC Sawgrass, the Players Championship, the 5th major. At some point in our lifetime, they're going to make that a major. They should. It's the deepest field in golf. And then the Valspar in Tampa at Innisbrook is great. And, well, for me, it's an hour drive away. So, Terrie, we talk a lot of golf. Terrie Purdum, the publisher of Golf Central magazine, is our guest here on Part T Time, My Golf Story, brought to you by Part T Drinks, the golf real estate pros of Gene Walsh, Samantha Walsh, and Vince Visicaro, suncoastdreams.com, and Violet Spa in Sarasota. Sometimes when you work in the industry, there's a misperception that you're playing a ton of golf. How much golf are you playing, considering you're running this business? I'd be honest.
I have to be, because I hardly play at all. But I love to play in charity celebrity things where, you don't have some serious women like, oh, wait, let me get my rule book out and see if that was legal. We all know the rules, but I'm out there playing. I'm not out there playing for money. I'm out there playing to help promote this game and create revenue streams for charity events, period. It's a philanthropic thing when I go. And that's what I like to be involved in. I like for the magazine to show up and show out and show off. And in that way, I like to bring prizes, like to bring people. I have a guy representing us at the James Hardy Celebrity Invitational down South Florida right now who played Glenn Leah yesterday. So I have those people who love it, who can't get enough of it, and they just eat it up all the time. And I would rather give those opportunities, because it's free golf, always. It's always free, where you go out and play. I don't play competitively, although I was Amateur of the Year in 2009 with the North Florida PGA. But we're there to support this game. I work this game a lot better than I play it now. But I'm okay. I'm good off the tee box. My putting could be a little better.
Yeah, well, if you're not playing much, it's hard to have touch. Help me out with some. I just had a conversation just before we started recording here with one of my neighbors, Adam Kozalski, and he just came back from the Chubb Classic in Naples, and he was telling me about his experience with the pro. Played 18 holes with him. If you're so lucky to be one of the amateurs in a pro-am group, how should you comport yourself, and what should you expect from a senior PGA Tour player or a PGA Tour player?
I've always been well received, even as a female. Sometimes I can hear the girl, oh no, she's going to slow us down. You can see it and feel it. But nowadays, it's the guys and girls are just so happy to be out there. And again, it's about something they're doing to raise money for the less fortunate or veterans or something. Or the programs are always usually like that, but they're very welcoming. I've had some bad experiences, I'll say. I've had some little, like I can't stand playing with people who smoke cigarettes. Cannot, because it just affects me. And I'll say, could we kind of sustain from the smoking? And then I'll just go get on another party.
Oh, stop. You have said that to somebody as they're firing up a dart?
Yeah.
Love it.
Because it makes me sick. I get, and for some reason, cannabis doesn't affect me like that. I'll go, could you please pull out something else instead of that cigarette? Don't you have a joint or something that's not going to make me sick? I could. Yep,
you'd rather them fire up a fatty?
Oh my gosh, yes.
Than just a dart?
Poison. It's poison and they're carcinogens. They're killing people with those things. Cannabis is not like that. And I don't, I'm not a wakey kind of person at all, but I just feel like it's not as offensive. And now it's legal in most states, so people do. And if they need it for their calming of their nerves or for whatever reasons, I would like it. But yeah, I had some bad experiences with that, and that's about it. The rest of the time, everybody's so bloody welcoming and so happy to be like, oh, what do you do? They're asking you more questions than you want to ask them because they're a pro. And I'm glad to hear somebody had a good time at Chubb Classic like that, because that is a good event.
Let me tell you a story. This is a good one. So I was caddying for a guy, very well-heeled guy, CEO. He played in 1 million of these pro-ams. And I said, well, tell me a story. So he told me the story about playing with Shane Lowry. And he said he was exceptionally nervous. And he finally confessed to Shane. He said, Shane, I'm really nervous playing with you. You got to say something that's going to calm me down. Shane picked up the ball right away and said, whatever you do not try to impress me. There is nothing you can do to impress me. I play golf with Rory McIlroy 4 days a week. There is nothing you can do to impress me. Settle him right down. Does that sound about right?
That's beautiful. I love that. I like to know that Shane said that too. That's pretty cool.
He's the kind of guy. Now, as far as being nervous, you shouldn't be nervous, because the golfers, they really don't care about your game. Well, they might be helpful. And in like Adam's case, he said the pro was helpful. He said there was one guy in the group that was ultra competitive, and the pro picked up on that and just busted his balls the whole round. Yeah. That's okay too, right?
Yeah, of course. I think that's awesome. I remember on Upper Deck Day, Tiger Woods had the whole field of people were just out there on the driving range, and he was giving them instructions. It was a long time ago. He'd just come off of a tournament out west, and he'd gotten sick during that tournament. I don't remember the name of it. But these young guys that were going to go to the driving range with Tiger out there, and the old ladies were laughing with him and kidding around with him. And some of the older guys were even nervous, but he just made it feel real comfy and real calm. And I love that about him. That was one of the first experiences back in the day when I got to meet him. And I was like, those guys were nervous, especially the young kids, and shaking. But anyway, do you know who Isaiah Thomas is?
Of course. Well, which one? Are we talking about the one that played at Indiana and then the Detroit Pistons, or we're talking about the Isaiah Thomas, the younger version, the lefty played for the Boston Celtics and other teams? Which one are you talking about?
I think he's the first one.
Okay, so roughly early 60s, but looks like he's 35.
Yes,
looks great. Yeah, go ahead.
We featured his champagne in our Grip It and Sip It this issue. And again, people who play golf who want to do something like that, we do Grip It and Sip It. We do competitive spirits. And we always like to highlight somebody who is coming from another field that then comes into golf. And all of the athletes that are retired now, NFL, most of those guys come into the game and play in, celebrity charity events. And I love meeting people like that. But he sent me a bottle of champagne before the magazine even came out. And I'm just like, how grateful that I am to be in this industry and be able to connect with those kind of people, like the guy who got to play in the Pro-Am. He'll tell that story for the rest of his life. And you have and shared it, which is, again,
Definitely.
Pretty great.
Champagne on the golf course. I thought my cousin Damian Morano in Chicago was the only one. It's a thing now.
For me it is, because it's a breakfast drink. They do. Some people put orange juice in there and call it mimosa, but
yes.
And the new Woods, in Jupiter, Tiger's place down there, they just got a new chef and a new menu, and it's in this latest issue also. We highlight them in the 19th hole. So check that feature out. And if anybody goes to info@golfcentralmag.com, and they can subscribe there. They can nominate their favorite golf bachelorette. Oh, our bachelorette this month, Gianna Bono, is MD. She is Billy Bono. If you don't know Billy he used to have a podcast too. He owns Nona Blue with Graham McDowell and their associate. They're selling it now. But Graham helped him start a very successful restaurant. They have one in TPC Sawgrass too. But it's his daughter, and she's an avid golfer, and now a doctor at the Winnie Palmer Triage. We're very, very proud of Gianna, and she's featured this month. So
I would be too. Hey, that's worth checking out too. The sex appeal that comes with the golf bachelor and the drink cart girl. I know it rubs some traditionalists the wrong way, but I look at Jan Stevenson as the hallmark of somebody that owned it, like back in the 80s, the glamour girl. And
one of the reasons I love Jan.
Right. Okay. But I love that she apologizes for nothing. She says it very eloquently. They're like, why not dress well and look the best you can? Is that the whole point of it?
Absolutely. And anybody can have sex appeal. You don't have to be, hot as Jan was back in the day, and still is, by the way. She's still smoking. But I think we're women. Why not? It's a woman-owned magazine. It's a woman-run magazine. I don't make apologies for it. I used to get letters, like, oh, don't you think that cart girls, that's too sexy to show them up? Again, I don't hire hot cart girls and sexy cart girls. I don't. But I love making sure that if people feel that way about themselves, why not elevate them? And the same thing with a good-looking man. I mean, our golf bachelor this month is a dude. I mean, smoke show golf bachelor from West Chase, Dustin Overton. And I was introduced to him. He's a Jehovah's Witness. Yes. And it just very involved in his faith, just a really sweetheart of a guy, and great to talk with and play with and be, but and again, he says, come on over and play anytime. I just got to make the time after the Florida swing, maybe.
Then you have time. So we had a little conversation over dinner about drink cart girl, not particularly in the magazine, but just like the phenomenon of drink cart girls. And I have daughters, as you know. Samantha, the realtor, was featured, and my younger daughter Amanda, who's at William and Mary, and they kind of picked up on the vibe. They're like, well, that's kind of sexist and everything. And I turned the tables on them, and I said, if you owned a golf course and a big source of your revenue was alcohol sales, who would you put on the drink cart? A dude like me or a pretty girl. That changed everything. Yes.
Yes, absolutely. And the girls know their business. They know what they're doing out there.
Yeah.
If they're working a tournament, they know they've got to get out there and make everybody feel comfortable. And when you see the drink girl, she's going to have sandwiches or crackers or something. You need a little snack. So it's always delightful to see them come around. And I think they deserve to be the feature that they are. So, and the club's food and beverage manager loves it. I mean, he calls me and says, "Thank you so much for featuring our girl. She was just making her rounds with the magazine copies when you sent and signing autographs, and everybody made such a big deal with it." I mean, it's always good. We had a lady we featured one year who donated blood for a member and helped save lives because she was a beverage cart lady. It just so happens, they knew her. And the same thing with the golf course superintendents. If they've got a dog on the golf course, believe me, the dog is going to get more treats and more prizes during the holidays than he or she does, the superintendent. And I've heard that story a lot.
That's a good. You got to introduce me to super. And you had one in the magazine about him and his dog, because I've seen it at multiple places. If there's a better place for a dog than the golf course, and riding on the cart with his master, I don't know what it is. We'll make that the next one. Does that work for you?
Yeah, sounds great. And I want to tell you something too. At the show this year, the GCSAA show, they had the goose dogs. That are in competition. They're trained. They're actually someone won one of those dogs for some of the competition they did this year. It's a thing. You have to run the geese off, and you have to be cool about it.
Okay, that's exactly what I want, because geese, as we don't see it as much in Florida, but the average goose poops out 5 pounds of poop. All right. So if you've got a flock of geese on a golf course, they get in the way, they make a mess, and then the dogs chase about. The dogs are heroes.
Oh, yes. So, they know exactly what they're doing. They go out there early in the morning. They're making sure that they're, aggressive enough to scare them and intimidate them. They're not going to come back on that golf course if they're not. But they're not mean. They're not biting them and killing them. Unless
they're just doing their job. They're doing their job.
With them. But it was really cool to see a competition with dogs. I raised bird dogs when I was young, and I loved. You'd always pick your favorite, and then that's the one you trained, and he became the best, or she. If it was a bitch, she became the best, and that's the one that was sold first at the skeet range, which always killed me. But anyway, I love people with their dogs and training, especially when it's a well-behaved dog. Doesn't jump on you and claw your legs and try to.
No. Train the dog, you'll be happier, and the dog will be happier too, because then it has structure and it's making you happy because it's getting the positive reinforcement. Good dog, good girl, good boy.
Exactly. Just like a child.
Yeah.
Don't bring your kids around me unless they're well trained.
Yes.
I'll help you train them.
Good. I like it. That's
we'll give them treats when they do good things. We'll give
if you could tell a guy to put out his cigarette on the golf course, I'm sure you will discipline an undisciplined child in the grocery store.
Well, I'll try to help. At least take a coloring crayon and go over and color with them or something. And if I may jump in here and say something.
Yep. I
didn't know your dad, but he did a really good job.
Oh, thanks. Well, I look like my dad.
You well.
And in the end, I think all we want to do is make our dad proud. If there's a man alive that doesn't feel that way, I don't know who that man is. Yeah, and I hope I'm making him proud. Miss him dearly. I do a lot of driving to and from the golf course on loops and everything. And my old habit was I pick up the phone and I talk to him, and he's just he's not there anymore. But he lives on in our hearts. Terrie, always good to see you. All right, let's get together.
You.
Yeah, the Cognizant or
info@golfcentralmag.com. And thankful for all the people that make this happen for me. Shannon Coates, especially my new girl who we're doing a social media post today. Sarah Rogers, our solutionist. Milan Cable, my designer. Rocky Miller, who did the military piece this month. I'm so grateful. Grateful is my thing. Always. I have to mention them when I have that opportunity. Thank you, Kevin.
Okay, I'm grateful to have you in my life, and I was grateful for the time that you gave us. Come on back and let's give the dogs their run on the next thing and the superintendents. And don't forget turflife.com. Quick plug on that, Terrie.
Yes, thank you, Turf Life. And you can win stuff. Just if you go on, you can win Turf Life Bionic golf gloves. You can win the pinned speakers. Turf Life is Turf Life respect, Turf Life love. And I have respect for a man who puts a video together. That's a great idea.
Mad respect, as you like to say. Yeah. I like that terminology, mad respect. Terrie Purdum has been our guest here on Party Time, My Golf Story, publisher of Golf Central magazine. Check it out in print or online. Big thanks to the Golf Real Estate Pros, Vince Vizzacaro, Gene Walsh, and Samantha Walsh. If you're looking for real estate, especially at Lakewood National Golf Club or the greater Sarasota area, nobody better than those guys and gals at suncoaststreams.com. Party Drinks. If you want to drink alternative on the golf course, you're tired of crappy seltzers and beer, get in touch with Paradise Craft Distributors and get it on board at your place. All the different places going across the bottom of your screen, that's where it's available. If you don't have it at your place, get it. And BioLit Spa in downtown Sarasota. For Terrie Purdum, I'm Kevin Walsh. We'll see you again next time on Party Time, My Golf Story.
You've been listening to It's Party Time, My Golf Story, brought to you by Party Drinks. Classically designed golf drinks for golfers by golfers, and the Golf Real Estate Pros Gene Walsh and Vince Vizzacaro. For your Southwest Florida real estate needs, check them out at suncoaststreams.com or call 941-220-4000.